Dr. Georg Lauer is here now, the program chair for the Basic Science Symposium. 2-day session, I know, focusing this year on liver immunology. Why specifically?
Yeah, we thought this was a really good time to focus on liver immunology because new technologies have arisen over the last decade or so that now finally allow us to study actually immunology as it happens in the liver, not just in animal models, but also in humans. And we think that's a really important thing to stimulate the field to really have a concerted effort in both animals and humans to together have a much more comprehensive and realistic insight in what's happening in liver disease, but also in a healthy liver.
Absolutely, and translating to treating patients, and
Correct.
You say in a more realistic way. What would be the objectives for people who are coming to this?
Yeah, so the idea is that we start with a broad overview of kind of the different players of the immune system, different immune cells as we find them in the liver, what their role is, what's different in the liver compared to what we see in the blood, for example. So that people should get a broad sense of kind of what is our knowledge, either from mouse, but hopefully also a lot from human knowledge we already have, kind of what's going on. And then after that, we go in more detail in that we look at specific diseases, let's say viral hepatitis or cancer, etc., and see what do we know there specifically, kind of what happens, what kind of mechanisms related to the immune system are really important there. And then at the end of the symposium, we're going to look in these new technologies I mentioned earlier, because there are really new opportunities that people might not have fully realized could totally change the way we actually do now science with our patients. And so we want to highlight those and that people get an idea what could be done now, and then maybe come back home to the lab and say, let's do some studies with our patients.
Expanding on that, I want to talk about that inspiration for people who are here and gaining so much knowledge and information, but then as they go back to the places where they work and the people that they treat.
Right. I think the key is really that we think it's a time where we can integrate all this. There's sometimes a kind of a little bit of dichotomy between the animal immunologists and those working in humans, and I think that's totally misguided because we need both. The animal models have huge advantages, but obviously it's very important to understand what happens in our patients, because that's why we do all this, right? And so this is kind of what we really want to highlight and inspire people to see this as an integrated approach, where you look at animal models and use them where they deliver the better answers, but also use our patients and human samples and analyze them so that in the end we really know what's the issue in patients and what do we need to understand to better treat them.
It's a fascinating time. I mean, you have more information at your fingertips, and it really does allow for greater success in treatment.
Yeah, I mean, it's we hope, and we're going to have, I forgot to mention that earlier, we have a state-of-the-art talk by Drew Pardal about the new advances in immunotherapy of cancers. And this has not been, the liver cancer is not where this has been so successful yet, but there are others. And he's there kind of to inspire us to understand that, these kind of breakthroughs are possible, but also that it shows us, that it only works in some subsets of patients and some cancers. And so that's why we exactly need this interaction between human in animal research to really figure out for each of our patients what are the options and how can we improve treatments for them. So I think his presentation should be also very inspirational, kind of to see that we have come a long way, but there's so much more to do.
I know, but what an exciting time.
Very
Dr. Lauer,
exciting, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.